I caught myself doing this again. Checking my phone like something life-changing happened in the last 30 seconds. You ever notice how quiet it gets right after you check your phone? Not just silence, but heavy. Like you were expecting something and the universe just fucking forgot. A message, a notification, a reaction. Something small that says you were seen, that you mattered, that you fucking exist. And when it's not there, there's that drop. Not dramatic, but it's just enough. It's that subtle shift in your chest, right? That tiny thought. Did I say something wrong? Or worse, am I just not that important? That moment isn't about your phone. It's about validation and how much of our emotional stability we've quietly tied to it. Here's something I've been thinking about lately. If nobody ever complimented you again, no applause, no likes, no you killed it, would you still feel happy? Or would part of you start to shrink? Because that question gets uncomfortable fast. Validation versus self-worth. Which one actually fuels real happiness? You ever notice how fast validation works? You don't build it. You don't earn it slowly. It just hits. Someone says one sentence, proud of you. Nice fucking job. And our whole nervous system relaxes. Our shoulders drop. Our brain goes, okay, I'm safe. That's not random. That's biology. It's biology back when survival depended on the tribe. Approval meant protection, and rejection meant danger. If the tribe approved of you, you lived. If they didn't, you were alone. And alone usually means death. So yeah, we're wired to crave validation, likes, praises, attention. It tells us we belong. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here's where it shifts. Validation doesn't last. You don't store it. You don't bank it. You don't keep it. It expires. Which means you have to go get more. And let's be honest. How many times have you posted something and checked your phone immediately after? Then again and again. Some of us check notifications like stockbrokers watching the fucking market. And it's not because you don't care what people think, but because you do. That little heart, that's not connection. That's a dopamine lover. And the crazy part is, you can know social media is manipulating your brain and you still refresh anyway. That's not happiness. That's conditioning. And here's the quiet danger. If validation becomes your fuel, you start outsourcing your worth. Your mood depends on reactions. Your confidence depends on feedback. Your peace depends on the noise. And when the noise stops, you do as well. So pause for a second. When was the last time you caught yourself fishing for validation? Refreshing, waiting, rereading a message just to feel it again. And honestly, that awareness, that's where self-worth starts. Self-worth is quieter. It doesn't vibrate your phone. It doesn't show up as a number. It doesn't trend. It's being okay when nothing is happening. No praise, no recognition, no witnesses. It's just you. And that's harder because you can't fake it. You can't borrow it. You can't crowdsource it. You have to build it. One honest moment at a time. Validation is just fast food. quick, convenient, designed to hit the pleasure center. Self-worth? That's cooking, chopping, waiting, messing it up sometimes. But when you sit down to eat, it actually feeds you. It lasts. Validation fills the moment. Self-worth fills the space underneath it. Let me be real with you. I care about validation. I care if people listen. I care if this lands. Pretending I don't would be a lie. But here's the difference now. I don't need it to exist. If nobody heard this, I'd still be here, talking, thinking, working it all out. Because this is self-worth practice, not performance. And I caught myself the other day. I posted something that I thought was really solid. I put real thought into it. And after I posted it, I checked it. Then I checked it again. Then 10 minutes later, guess what? Checked it again. And I caught myself thinking, did people see it? Did it land? Did I do it right? And the crazy part was, I already knew I liked it, but I was still waiting for someone else to confirm that I should. That's validation doing its thing. This podcast has made me confront this stuff way more than I expected it would. Launching the website, posting clips, watching numbers, refreshing TikTok, checking Instagram, looking at the analytics like they secretly determine whether what I'm doing matters. And the weird part is, the feedback messes with you. The good feedback feels amazing. But the negative stuff sticks differently. One weird comment, one person not getting what I meant, one moment where somebody thinks I should act different, speak differently, don't use too many curse words. Everybody becomes a critic. And some mean well, and let's be honest, some don't. Suddenly you start questioning yourself. Am I talking too much? Am I too serious? Should I make it funnier? Should I make it deeper? Am I being honest? And then you realize you can slowly start editing yourself, trying to become a version that everybody approves of. But that's dangerous too, because part of me wants this podcast to grow. I want listeners. I want people to connect with it and with me. I want people to care. That's fucking real. But at the same time, I don't want to lose my actual voice trying to chase approval. And I think that's the line a lot of us are walking now, not just creators, people in general. I think we're all just trying to stay authentic while also wanting to be accepted. That's validation versus self-worth in real time. Because if you create from self-worth, the response becomes information. But if you create from validation, the response becomes your identity. And honestly, I'm still learning that. Now, here's the deeper layer. This didn't start with social media. It started way earlier. A look from a parent, a nod from a teacher, a clap at a game, or the absence of it. When you're young, being witnessed feels like survival. If they smile, you're safe. If they're proud, you're loved. But if they're disappointed, that lands deep. So you adjust. You become easier, funnier, smarter, quieter, stronger. Whatever version of you gets the nod. And that adaptation, it works. It protects you. But nobody tells you to uninstall it. So you grow up, still scanning rooms, still reading faces, still asking silently, am I good? Am I enough? Did I do it right? And when someone doesn't respond the way you hoped they would, your body reacts. But not logically, biologically. Tight chest, spinning thoughts, overanalyzing, having expectations of the outcome, and then be disappointed when it doesn't go the way you want it to. You see, that's old wiring. And the validation regulates you You'll avoid silence at all costs. You'll overgive, overperform, overextend. You'll stay in rooms that don't respect you, but at least they notice you. You'll accept crumbs because crumbs feel like something. That's not confidence. It's fear. Fear of being unseen. Fear of being unnecessary. Let's face it, fear of not mattering. So when we talk about self-worth, we're not talking about hype. We're talking about becoming the witness you needed. Self-worth is you saying, even if nobody claps, I see you. Even if nobody responds, you matter. Even if the room goes quiet, you still exist. That's not loud confidence. That's stable presence. Self-worth is finishing something even if nobody applauds. It's improving in private. It's setting a boundary and not unraveling. It's being misunderstood and not rewriting yourself. That's strength. Now zoom out one more layer, because validation is reflection. And humans learn who they are through mirrors. Parents are mirrors. Friends are mirrors. Partners are mirrors. The world reflects you back to yourself. You're smart. You're too much. You're not enough. You're impressive. And over time, you start believing that reflection. But here's the real question. Who are you before the mirror? Before the feedback, before the labels, before the room responds? Because most of your identity has been co-authored. And your brain doesn't just respond to feedback, it predicts it. You imagine reactions. You edit yourself. You edit yourself based on what you think people will say, which means half the time, you're just performing. You're performing for an invisible audience, and sometimes isn't even real anymore. It's old echoes, old teachers, old partners, old comments, still narrating you. So maybe self-worth isn't about building a stronger identity. Maybe it's about loosening your grip on needing one validated. Because underneath all that is awareness. The part of you that notices. That part hasn't changed. Roles changed, mirrors changed, and labels changed. But awareness stayed. You are not your likes. You are not your applause. You are not your rejections. Those are events, temporary. Validation is weather. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's quiet. But you're not the weather. You're the sky. And the sky doesn't panic when clouds pass. So when you build self-worth at that level, validation becomes a fucking bonus. Nice, encouraging, enjoyable, but not necessary to breathe. That's freedom. So here's the real question. If the room went quiet tomorrow, no praise, no comments, no reactions, would you still know who you are? Not who you are when praised, not who you are when noticed, but who you are when it's just you. You can enjoy the spark. Just don't confuse it for the source. Because validation is the spark. Self-worth, that's the fire. Sparks flare up. They look good. They get attention, but they fade. Fire doesn't need applause. It doesn't ask who's watching. It just burns. So this week, give yourself one piece of validation out loud. No audience, no likes, no permission, just you. I showed up today. I handled that better than I used to. That counted. It'll feel weird at first. That's how you know it's real. And if nobody told you lately, you're allowed to matter. You're allowed to matter before being noticed. And honestly, that's something I'm learning while building all of this as well. The podcast, the clips, the website, the whole fucking thing. Trying to create something meaningful without letting numbers decide whether it has value. So if you've been listening, seriously, thank you. Whether you found this on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, I appreciate you being here in these smoke sessions with me. And if you want more, you can find everything at thirdeyehigh.podcast.com. Till we spark up again, clap for yourself first. And remember, stay curious, stay lifted, stay third eye high.